When people come and knock on my doors, I can't help. If they're sitting there and they're bullshitting me about stuff, I'm like, I know, dude, but what do you get out of it? What is it that you get? I want to know because I want to help you too. You're trying to help me. Well, I'm actually going to give you this big discount today and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, is that coming out of your pocket? What's going on?
Yeah, right.
I want to know. I want to know what the hell's going on. You're becoming my friend right now. You're selling me shit. You better be able to be honest with me with what's going on.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Door to Door podcast. It's me, Hunter, and today's gonna be really cool. We have a very unique guest waiting to share some knowledge with you. This guest for you listeners is really cool. If any of you like action sports, you're gonna really like our guest today. His name is Colton Brockbank. He's worn multiple hats throughout his career. Some of those being professional athlete, business owner, marketing professional, sales professional, all the things. He has, just from the brief conversation we've had before going live here, he has quite the life experience and now helps many people in the coaching space just be the best version of themselves and scale their businesses. So I'm excited to have this conversation. Welcome to our show, Mr. Colton Brockbank, coming all the way from Hurricane, Utah. Hurricane, if you're not from Utah. A lot of thunder and lightning. I'm just kidding. Colton, what's up, dude? Thanks for taking the time to hop on. How are you today?
I am so good, man. I'm so pumped to be on here with you guys. With you specifically, Hunt. I'm just pumped to just chat and jive for a bit. I'm a little jealous I don't have a massive door knocker behind me, but I'll deal with it.
I love it. Well, hey,
I gotta get on the Golden Door program. Isn't that what you get for being a Golden Door guy? Isn't that what it is?
I was going to say it's if you hit a certain revenue or sale amount metric in a specific industry, you get a Golden Door, and those plaques are pretty cool. We actually just wrapped a webinar not 25 minutes ago, specifically for our Golden Door winners, for the chance for them to be an author in a compilation book. So a lot of them on the Zoom call had their cameras on and they look just like this behind them. And I was watching, I was like, those are really nice plaques. And it's kind of frustrating. I said this on the call. I actually hit a Golden Door before there were Golden Doors in solar. So I was like, dang, dude, I would have loved to have that on my wall, but this will do. This will do.
You got that one now.
I love it. Well, Colton, for our listeners who don't know who you are, why don't you give us a background of your upbringing, what that was like, and how that led you into the various different elements of your career, sports, being a professional athlete, and then just give us a rundown. Who's Colton Brockbank? I'd love to know.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little bit of story of my life here. So I grew up in good old Sandy, Utah, and
right where we're at.
Yeah, right in the hood, dude. So I grew up, first was off of like 80th South and 13th over there. Real rad place, High Point area.
Yep.
And then from there moved up just about 106th and like Wasatch. So just above there, little neighborhood up in there. And when I'd moved when I was in like third grade, and I'd moved from 80th South, which was like pretty humble, chill area, pretty normal suburb, to like a really nice neighborhood. And I just didn't fricking fit in at all with the kids in like third grade. I had no fricking clue. So I turned into a pretty compulsive liar as a young kid. Lied my way into the third grade talent show, said I was going to do a back handspring, had never fricking done one in my life. So I did my first back handspring ever.
On stage?
Yeah, third grade talent show. Thank God the chick was like, hey, my teacher was like, we should put a mat down for you, right? And I'm like, yeah, that'd be great. And I was just going to do it just on top of like the wood floor in the gym. It was going to be great. So landed on my head, went back over, and that kind of started my like flipping of my life. Started doing all sorts of random stuff from there, and wanted to flip on snowboards and wakeboards and bikes and whatever after that. And I'd become really good friends with Greg Godfrey's nephews. They're when I was about third grade. Greg Godfrey's the guy who like started Nitro Circus and all that. And his nephews were the same age as mine, age as me.
They're studs, man. They were studs on dirt bikes.
They're gnarly cats. And so I'm like a beginner. I have this XR70, right? I mean, a pile of shit bike compared to what they're on. And they're on like these YZ85s at the time. And I'm just like,
Yeah.
dude, I'm going to get rallied by these kids. And I was like, I can do a Superman, you know, which the Superman was like, I'd go and do a Superman and then land back on the bike and just rack myself. And it was off like this tiny little jump at some property that we had up in the Uintas. And these guys are doing massive jumps. And they're like, you could probably do this step up out here at, you know, Godfrey Trucking is where it was. It's like these 100-foot step ups. And I'm like, yeah, no way.
Did you ever ride? Sorry, real quick. Did you ever ride with someone named Colton Hadley? Or not Colton Hadley.
Caden
was it
Hadley.
Colton? Caden Hadley. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That kid was nuts on a little 85, dude. Nuts.
Dude, that kid was
65.
So yeah. When I went out there to go and ride, I'm like, little bikes can't hit these big jumps, you know? Caden was one of the first kids on a 65 to ever send this 100-foot step up that was out there. Yep. He was a gnarly freaking kid. So in fact, random story about that kid. He may not even remember this, but I sure as hell do, because I was embarrassed out of my mind. So we did like a Supercross party, and we had like Travis Pastrana, Kenny Bartram, all these rad dudes over at Greg's house. And I think I was in 9th grade, maybe 10th grade. And we have this mini pit bike track that's in the back of Greg's backyard. He had like a mega ramp back there that was there while we were like in high school and whatnot, and a foam pit and all sorts of stuff that you could practice on. And we're all on these bikes, and I grabbed Travis's little mini bike, Travis Pastrana's little mini bike, and I go ripping around, and Kenny Bartram comes behind me and drills me off of the berm, and I drilled Caden, and he was this little kid at the time with his little gold chain, and I freaking drilled him. I felt so damn bad. He's in this mud. He's all covered up, and he was upset. So I don't even know if that kid would ever remember that from being a little kid, but he doesn't know me from Adam, but maybe he'd remember that, because that kind of sucked. He just randomly got hit by a square bike. So, but yeah, man. So I got involved with those guys as a young kid, and I was always the normal sports guy. I wanted to be a pro football player, basketball player, something. I mean, I was all-star pitcher in baseball. I was the quarterback for football. I was point guard in basketball, and I ended up stunting my growth when I was in 7th grade. I broke my back for the first time.
Wow.
got bored on a trail that we were out on, week-long trip. And it was like the end of it, and I had already started racing at that time, and we're on 4-wheelers and eating fish that we catch every day. So I'm just smoked, man. I don't know. I'm a little kid.
Yeah.
And I'm 12 years old, whatever. And I went off something that looked like a jump, and it was an old dried up reservoir. I jumped off the dam. It was like 70 feet on the other side. So just got smoked down in Richfield. Kind of random. So yeah, wild time. So I broke my back. I stunted my growth. Both of my brothers are 6'2" and 6'3". And so I'm a solid 5'8". And so I just start changing some plans up a little bit. Probably wasn't going to be a quarterback for forever. So stopped playing quarterback my sophomore year of high school. Stopped even playing basketball together sophomore year of high school. And got more into snowboarding, started competing in snowboarding, and got some sponsors in high school and whatnot. Did some fun moto races, even overseas in the UK and over in Morocco. Did some cool stuff over there where they used to do the Dakar. So it's kind of rad. Was kind of fortunate to do some cool stuff as a young kid. And then out of high school, I went to go and play football at Dixie, and I was going to be a little slot receiver, and ended up winning some money through a weight comp that was down in Sand Hollow. And I was like, at the advanced level at that time. It wasn't even at like the pro or outlaw level. And I won some coin, and I was like, dude, screw football. I'm never going to go big in this. They don't even want me. I don't have a scholarship. It's like a preferred walk-on technically. Yeah. And so then I just ended up bailing, and I was like, you know what? It's just, it's time to just go into wakeboarding. So I like went all in on it for a little bit. And I got hooked up with hyperlight wakeboards like that next year, and Monster Energy and some other peeps, some other random little companies, and Utah Water Sports. And so it was kind of fun. And we'd go and travel around for hyperlight and Mastercraft boats in Malibu, because my buddy was with Malibu. And so we'd kind of train around. Then I ended up going on a Mormon mission. I dated my first like Mormon girl right out of high school. Wild times, went on one of those, learned how to sell pretty good. And what had happened is I broke my foot in half, and dating this Mormon girl, and she's like, I think that's God trying to tell you to go on a mission. And I'm hindsight, there's no way in hell God was trying to tell me that by breaking my foot in half, but whatever. I held it in. I didn't even know what I was going out to do, dude. I didn't even know what first
Yeah.
visions were, nothing. I had no clue if you know any background about that stuff. So it lasted for a bit, but but
First vision.
yeah, it
Oh,
was a wild time. I know I don't want to offend anybody or say anything on that, so I'll keep it pretty clear. I'm pretty open religiously.
yeah.
But while I was out there, my senior year of high school, I'd had an older brother who'd been struggling with drug addiction pretty good. And we got into a really big fight because he'd been coming and living back at home.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew that he was using, because he and I would party together every once in a bit in Hawaii and Lake Powell and wherever else. And so I always knew when he was using or he was doing stuff. And he was like 5 years older than me. And I came home from a school dance and saw him out in his car, and I was like, I need to go say something. And I didn't. And then it was that next morning, he'd passed away. And it was just a rowdy situation for me. And the week before, we'd had a huge fight. So I had never made up from our fight. The last words we said to each other was like F you to each other. It was just a bummer situation. And that was part of the reason I think I ended up going on that mission, truthfully, was like, okay, I got to figure some things out. I got to figure out what I'm even doing with my life, because who knows if I'm even, like, after I broke my foot in half, I was like, well, what the hell am I going to do? If I'm hurt, what am I going to do on the side?
Yeah.
So I'd started doing some sales, actually, ironically enough, late in 2008, figuring out some things on that. And then I went on the mission, really learned how to sell. If you can sell Jesus, you can sell freaking anything.
For free, no commission.
Yeah, no commission. I paid to go out. I sold everything I had, bikes, boards, everything to go out on that thing. And
where'd you
came
go?
home in my little one cardboard box I had. My sister stole all my shirts out of there. Even I came home to nothing. It was a party. So, but when I came home, I ended up deciding I wanted to go to school for psychology and behavioral science and things, figure out how to work with the human brain a little bit and how to help people. It's kind of where I was like set on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm never going to go back and do extreme sports ever again. And then I had some buddies that were like, dude, you should come out and ride, come do some stuff. And Hyperlight had told me when I left on my little mission, they were like, you'll never ride for us again. And I was like, oh, that sucks. That's kind of a bummer. And Monster, the same. They're like, well, we'll see ya. It was like, all right, I'm never going to be an athlete again. Whatever, it's fine. And the first pro competition I came back to and did, I ended up winning. And so I was like, all right, well, I like got better while I was gone. I don't know what happened. And so then I was like, wow, I'll do some more, I guess. And I ended up winning the next one. And I won a rail jam. And then I took like second or third and some others. And I was like, all right. And I got back on with Hyperlight again and some other peeps and with Marine Products, if you know those guys up north. And so they've been my boys for a long time. And then I got invited to start getting on a snowboard again, and I started getting decent at snowboarding again. And they were like, hey, on Nitro, we've got this snowboard on wheels. You should try and come and do it. And if you can, then you should be in the shows with us. And I was like, all right, I'll come try it out. And everybody that had tried it had just gotten broken off. Like they'd literally break their leg, break an ankle, break their back, something, because they would just, it was so scawampus going off this mega ramp that they just get wrecked. And I did the same thing. I literally went off the corner of the ramp and landed on my head, and I was totally fine. And so I was like, well, let's try it again. Let's go again. And the next time I was sweet, and then just kind of figured it out from there. And so then I started doing Nitro a little bit here and there, Nitro Circus, traveling for that. We helped with the dropping of the 3D movie back in, whatever that was, 2012, 2013, something like that.
Wow.
And painted a school bus, did all sorts of fun things that we then jumped through the sky. And so, and then I started working for Greg Godfrey randomly. And, which, I mean, we'd go to his house, play in his foam pit, all sorts of stuff as a kid, and good time. But take girls over there, you know, it's like the coolest place you could ever take a girl. This is a dream come true.
Sit right here and watch me.
Yeah. And he'd come in and just blast us with like guns and all sorts of stuff. Like he shot me in the leg with a pellet gun one time. It's a terrible experience. He's an awful human. He's one of my favorite people on the planet. He's a terrible human. So, because you know Greg, you've met Greg before, right?
Yeah, it's funny. So we grew up riding moto and wakeboarding as well. We had a wakeboarding school, so a lot of synchronicities. But Group LDS, he came out to my hometown to do like a fireside. I think that's what they were called. And somehow got plugged in with my dad as like going to be his chauffeur for the trip. So my dad and me and my two brothers took Greg up into the Sierra Nevadas and took him, we let him borrow one of our bikes. And we went for this big, long, just near Yosemite, just trail ride. It was pretty sick. And then he stayed at our house. It was just like a Friday to Monday thing, but he was such a cool guy.
Rad dude. I'm glad he was kind to you on the ride, it sounds like, because most rides I go on with him, you get lost. You're in the middle of nowhere, Baja, Mexico, and you're lost. And you're like, Greg, thanks, dude. I have no clue where I'm freaking going.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's happened several times, just for the record. So I'm glad he was cool to you on that trip.
He was a great guest. Didn't do anything wrong to the house. No one got shot with the pellet gun. Bike started and ran great after he left. He didn't demolish it, so we're good.
Good. Yeah. That's also another thing. If you didn't ruin your stuff too, that's a terrific thing too. Those Godfreys, they're rough on things.
They're gnarly on machines, huh?
They are.
I love it.
So yeah, man. So anyways, I ended up doing nitro on and off for years, probably until like 2017. It's the last time I really did nitro. I was traveling for some wakeboard stuff too. I was doing, helping my old man had a sales business to business, third-party shipping company that I'd go and help sell for. And then I got invited to help sell some pest as well as dish for a little bit. And then I was training guys with them. So I'd go and help them out on sprints, and we just do some like life coaching type stuff with them. And
your door-to-door
stuff. Yeah. Okay. Satellite and everything. So I was doing that, which was a party. It was a lot of fun. Anybody that does freaking door-to-door sales knows that it is, and anybody that's hearing this probably will understand, but it's like the hardest damn job, and it's 100%. Rad. And it's so worth it because the coin is so good. So it's so hard to get away from, man. I mean, it's just a great way to be. And honestly, you're delivered in ways that most people can't. And what I'd learned doing that, and the reason that people had me helping them coach, was just because I just realized really early on that if you could become friends with somebody, then you could sell them anything. They'll buy 100%. Anything from you just because they're your homie. Yeah. So I was just like the culture dude for people for a little bit. Okay. And I even ended up getting invited out on some company deals with people to go and pretty much wine and dine people to help with culture, because if I would help them have a good time and get their mentals right, then like they would end up buying in. They would be in the courses, they'd be in the stuff. And so kind of fun to do that. Taught wakeboard stuff for a long time as well. Ended up getting into my own business shortly after helping Harvard Media. They scaled to doing $1 million day. Then they did another $2 million day the next year. And they were just wild times. They scaled to like $100 million business, and they were rowdy. So now I learned how to do some marketing things from them and helped a business scale from 20 grand a month up through 75, 420-ish, something like that, to 700 something. And then up to another $1 million day that they did. It was like 1.5 that they did. With the help of a gal as well, that they helped launch a women's side of this product. So rowdy people, good people.
Rowdy people, huh?
Yeah, good peeps. Honestly, I really like them. They're good people. They were a little upset at me. I'd gotten a little bit screwed over, and I was a little bit bitter, and I worked with their competitor for a little bit.
Oh no!
So they don't like me as much anymore. But felt justified in my actions at the time. It's just
for sure.
I was a younger dude. It was an old me.
Yeah.
But around that time, I'd actually started doing these trainings all over the country. So this is almost a decade ago. I would go and train people for 4 days, Wisconsin, Indiana, through Utah. I mean, kind of all over the place. And it was a lot of deep, hard freaking like taking a look at yourself stuff. And at the time I was, in my late 20s, and I should not have been giving advice to people that were 60, 70 years old or whatever. And I wasn't. I was just leading them through a program that I learned how to do, and learned how to recognize patterns and pattern recognition and everything like that. And so I just help people recognize why they have the results they have in life. And that led me into just kind of piecing out from those guys to doing my own thing. And we've been doing retreats on and off for the past decade now and with a bunch of different people, a bunch of different things. My wife does breath work, and we kind of just team up and do things together now. She
That's
got me
cool.
into all the hippie things.
Hey,
And
the hippie things are good, man. The hippie
they're
things
good.
work. The hippie things work.
So then we learned a lot about the nervous system over the past years, and trying to figure out how do people calm the hell down so that they could actually manage life.
Yeah.
And so about 5 years ago, me and a buddy, we launched a dating book, and then COVID hit and shut the world down, and people were not dating.
No.
So I waited another 5 years, and then I decided to launch little workbook to kind of help people get confident in life. And that's kind of my life story there. I know I just gave you a whole bunch, and I just talked for a long ass time, but hopefully that was a helpful little deal of just an intro of kind of where I'm at and what I've done for the last long time here, man.
For sure. And I appreciate it. It's very interesting. You've done a lot of things, man. A lot of things. It hasn't just been like this streamlined career where you got into marketing and stayed in marketing for 15 plus years. Like, no, you've been here, there, and everywhere, and have just compiled this resume of like pretty unique and interesting life experience that I'm sure makes you qualified in a lot of realms to do the things that you're doing now. Mark your calendars and grab your tickets, because we are back on January 22nd through the 24th, 2026 in Salt Lake City, Utah. 3 days where industry legends, top CEOs, and breakthrough innovators gather to share the strategies shaping our industry. Witness the prestigious Golden Door Awards honoring the elite performers who've achieved what others only dream of. Network with over 2,800 door-to-door professionals across all industries, ranging from solar, roofing, fiber, alarms, pest control, HVAC, and beyond. Founded by Sam Taggart, this is where careers are transformed and million-dollar connections are made. Visit d2dcon.com, click the D2DCon 9 button at the top right, and secure your spot at the most important event in direct sales. Use promo code podcast to receive a 20% discount on your ticket purchase. That's d2dcon.com, promo code podcast. Now, back to the show. No, it sounds like you're qualified in a lot of different ways. You've experienced a lot to do the things that sounds like you and your wife are doing now. That's cool. But you mentioned that your father was a big sales guy, big business guy growing up. Did he involve you guys much, you and your family, your brothers, in the things that he was doing, teach you? To kind of, it sounds like, you're doing a lot of the same thing, not same things, but you've been in the sales and marketing world. Yeah. So like, what was that like growing up with a father like that?
Yeah, dude, I grew up in a house that there was like two main dudes that we nearly worshipped, and it was Jesus and Tony Robbins. And those were the two, like, yeah.
We're gonna walk across the school right now. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it was like, I always give my old man a hard time. I'll call him Lord Tony, just because it's just like, still to this day, dude, it's like anything Tony Robbins, we've just always done seminars, held seminars. And for years, he would have these company parties. He was a part of this company called Unishippers at first. And he was the sales trainer worldwide for that. Nationwide for that. And then, so we'd have once a month, we'd have these company parties over, and I would just chat with all these people that were in sales. And my old man was really big on like learning how to talk to people and how you can sell, and having us come to some of his events and learning from him and whatever. So yeah, my old man and I were really close. He was my coach in football and baseball and basketball. He helped me learn how to ride a dirt bike. He was a pro water skier when I was a little kid, which is what got me into, doing water skiing, barefooting, and then into wakeboarding. And so that's kind of how I got my whole start into that. And he was the one that actually coached me through doing my first flip on a wakeboard when I was in middle school. And
wow. Okay.
Yeah. He was a good dude. He couldn't do one, but he knew how to teach it. So yeah. So, but he's a really good coach, and he's a hell of a sales coach. So he was always teaching. There's no time where there was no like lack of teaching me things. And the principles that he knew better than anything else was sales teaching principles. And thankfully, universally, sales principles that work are universal principles that work in all sides of life. So it just was
Absolutely.
something that totally translated into my dating life. It translated into my friendships. It translated in the ways that I did everything. And
Totally.
so, yeah, I mean, Jim Rohn, and anything that was like any type of motivational upbringing. I mean, Stephen Covey, everything that was like
Yeah.
my life. I learned way more about that than any Jesus type stuff ever by a long
Wow.
shot.
That's
So,
cool.
yeah, it's pretty funny, but
Yeah.
that I learned a lot from my old man, and then I even worked in his business for a little bit. A lot of friends will be like, dude, you're crazy. My old man's been very successful, built his business up to hundreds of millions, done really, really good deal. And they're like, why would you not be in your family's business? And I just
Right.
have never wanted to be in it. I tried. I even sold franchises in it for a little bit up in Canada. Um, I went out and did door to door. I built a book of business in it where it was some residual income. And then I just never wanted to keep pursuing it. I always wanted to do something different. I was too ADD for it.
Yeah.
And still trying to pursue my dream of being this pro guy or something. I was
Sure.
so set that that's what was going to get me my wife. And then when I met my wife, she didn't even give a shit. So she didn't care at all. I was like, yeah, she'd followed some dude out to Utah and it didn't work. She's out of Texas and
Okay.
she did not even care at all, man. I took her out on the
Wow.
boat with me and another dude that we both were sponsored riders and whatever. And she's like, yeah, that's cool. And I was like, you didn't even care, like, at all? You didn't care at all that we just were throwing down? Like,
Yeah.
we're some of the best in the surrounding states, come
Yeah.
on. She's like, you guys are no, I don't even know. It's the first time I've ever even seen anybody wakeboard. So, like, I don't know what this is supposed to look like, but that was cool. Like, great.
That's interesting, man. I bet that sucked. You're just like, it's so stoked just to throw down behind the boat. Just
Yeah, a
throw
lot
it
of
and
girls
then
would
just
think
like,
it was cool, And then the same
yeah.
thing with like, hey, we're gonna do the hometown show in Salt Lake for Nitro Circus. Come out to it, and
Yeah.
she didn't care about that either. She was just like, she'd come down on the floor and hang. And I'd gotten a concussion during the show, so I was kind of
Oh,
being a douche. Hometown show, you got to do it. Under
you have to
rotated
throw
a
down.
triple backflip. It was really good. So
Triple backflip?
yeah, I was dumb to try it. So I'd never
Ooh.
even done it. And some other kid could do it. And so I was like, well, I got to do it. And
Yeah.
I couldn't do it. So
Were
it
those
was
back in the
good.
days of like the soft, the airbag landings, or was that the hard dirt landing?
No, so what they had back then was literally it was a wood ramp that went down. And then we
Yeah.
put a gymnastics mat on it. And then you put a resi mat on top of it. So when you
Gotcha.
landed on it, it still
It
hurt
like,
like hell.
oh, for sure. That
It
didn't do
was
a damn thing.
painful. No.
Yeah. Ooh.
So yeah, dude, the hits that we took back in the day versus the hits that you can take now.
Yeah.
Even the last tour that I was on was like an inflatable resi
Inflatable.
landing,
Yeah.
and now it's completely inflatable and it looks like a bounce house that you're landing on.
Totally.
And
Yeah,
so
'cause they
it's
do a lot of these pop-up shows around on just asphalt at like Supercross stadiums out in the parking lot. They do these pop-up little like inflatable bounce house landings, which thank God, right? I bet you guys wish you had those back in the day because it's a windy day. You're landing 15 feet left from when you took off, and it's like you never know. And so to have that kind of a landing is
oh yeah,
is
dude.
good. It's good.
It's all time, man, all time. So anyway, I'm going
like
off again, but I did love growing up with an old man that was big into sales, and I learned a lot from him. And I think that's a lot of what helped me get into wanting to help people, wanting to coach people. And I think some of the stuff with my brother and my younger brother both having depression, my mom having depression, and then especially after I met my wife and she had depression, I was like, I love you. You're like my family. Like, let's do this,
You're so in. You're familiar.
And she's like, you're not freaked out by this? I'm like, you're like my mom, my brother. Just don't die. We're good. We're fine.
I feel at home with you, girl. This is great. Dinner's at 6.
Yeah.
I love it.
She's such a badass. I mean, she's rad. So
that's cool.
Help. But yeah, man.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Cool. What was that like? I mean, obviously so I was going to ask a question, but I just want to touch on what you said. It's so cool. That's one thing that I learned when I got into sales. My dad ran a chiropractic and physical therapy business. Like, I didn't know left from right in the world of sales. All I knew was the word sales. Never like knew anyone in it. It was just like a thing. Like I was like, oh, sales, whatever. I'm going to go get a Snickers bar. But when I got into sales myself, it is when I really started to learn like just how valuable those principles were and how they translate into every area of life. I was like, this is really cool. Just the communication element. Like you said, like people are focused on a product, but in the end of the day, you sell yourself. You can sell yourself. You can sell anything at whatever price. I firmly believe that. Yeah. So it was a cool thing to learn. But going back to just, I mean, you've been the pro athlete, you've done the tours, you know, and you've done the business, the sales, and the marketing. What do you feel like you jive more with? What was more like fulfilling to you? The times of life when you were earning coin being a pro athlete, or the times of life when you were, you know, being successful in your business, sales, and marketing endeavors?
Oh man, they're different. It was just different parts of life. I think that I enjoy the consulting side of it and helping businesses and my own business more. Like even when I was doing production work, I was the lead producer for bringing X Games back into wakeboarding back into X Games. And it was called Mastercraft Throwdown. And it was a rad event. It was so fun. And the first one we did was just wild, man. And it was like $1 million budget. And I never had that type of budget for a day ever in my life. And it was just way too much for a kid my age, truthfully.
Yeah.
But being able to have all that pressure on you and to do that was way cooler because you're working with everyone else. And it's not this like having the spotlight on you is fun. It is cool. It's like playing football on a Friday Night Lights. Same thing when you go out and you've got 20 to 40,000 people that are cheering for you in a stadium. It's cool. But it's like, dude, it just runs its course.
Absolutely.
And you can recreate the like feeling of camaraderie and this like friendship and love that you feel with companies and people way more. So it just feels like it lasts with the people that you're building these cool moments with. Where like, I mean, I ran into a kid just last week that I did the Nitro Circus tour with. My last tour with, there was this kid that was a pro scooter kid. And it's cool to run into him, but man, I don't know what it is about running into people that you've helped them change their lives up a bit. It's just a hell of a lot more fun. You've helped them make money. You've made money with them. You grit and grind through some terrible freaking moments with. I think it's just far more fulfilling doing that side of it. It's just been really, really fun to just figure that whole side. And I think that's why I ended up just being like, yeah, dude, I'm going to not be young for forever and be an athlete forever. Not everybody's built like Travis Pastrana and can just get ungodly amount of concussions and broken bones and still function. And I'd had like 20 plus concussions myself and a lot of broken bones, broken my back twice, all sorts of stuff. You know, Tanner Godfrey, one of the Godfreys, he broke his back when we were fresh out of high school and got paralyzed. And so for me, I'm like, dude, it could just run out anytime. You know,
anytime.
Was on tour with Bruce Cook, who was paralyzed, and we'd have to strap his feet to the bike so that he could do a flip during shows and just stuff like that. I'm like, it's just going to run out sometime. I had to figure something else out. And so being in the sales, marketing, consulting side of it and coaching with people is just, it's kind of what I was bred to do, man. It's just part of a lot more life's purpose and fulfilling. And I get to spend a shit ton more time with my family, which is a lot more fun.
Totally. What does that look like when you say consulting? Are you helping a conglomerate of people, like individuals, companies? Do you have like a specific program you put them through, or is it kind of like an as-need basis? Like, what's your goal when you get a new client? What is like, walk me through that business for you.
Yeah, and I guess it depends on what they need. Some people, if they're already looking for things, then they'll reach out to me and they're looking to scale their business. They're looking to sell online. They're trying to market better out their messaging and whatever else that they're doing. So I've been hired out just to be the ideas guy and help them come up with commercial ideas for all sorts of different companies.
Okay.
Literal, like massive budgets for people that it's a lot of fun. Even just been a part of brainstorms for stuff like Pura, the little filter company and whatever.
Yeah.
Down to Mastercraft, Polaris, whatever, bunch of different random companies. And so when somebody is coming to me and they're looking for help, a lot of the time it's like, hey, just help us get going, get started, whatever. Or even with certain solar companies that I've worked with, they'll have me come on and they're like, hey, we can't get leads. We get really shitty leads. And I'm like, leads are really easy to get online. You just have to have a good message. If you have a good message and you know how to actually market through Facebook, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, it's pretty easy. And so then I would just help them build that within their own team so that they could then run it. And that's how I met your boy originally, actually. I'm having a brain fart right now. I hate this while we're like on your guys' podcast.
Sam?
What's that?
Sam Taggart?
Yeah, Sam. It was through some of those guys, actually, and came out to some of your guys' stuff. And anyway, but when people do hit me up, a lot of the time it's for just getting themselves, their messaging down, why they're not actually closing, and they're just doing different things online than what they would do if they were on the doors with people. So it's just taking things of how you would actually communicate with people and get them through a funnel of asking them questions and filtering out what they actually need so that you can sell them properly. And I just help people to do that online. A lot of the time is just setting that up for their internal company so that I don't have to run it for them, because I've done that, still do it for some companies. It's just not the thing I want to do. It's more fun to just do that. Then they just keep me on as like retainer, just to make sure that each month they're doing what they need to do and meet every so often. So, which is fun.
And all that's self-taught, right? How did you learn all those skills? Because it's not, you make it sound easy, like the world of online marketing and setting up ad accounts and doing A/B split tests and creating engaging content and writing hooks and building the funnels and all that. Like, you make it sound like it's easy. But how did you learn? How did you learn to do that? Self-taught or classes or?
I would say self-taught. I've definitely spent a lot of time on YouTube University, but if it weren't for teaming up with Harvard Media back in 2017, 2018, whenever that was, I probably never would have gotten into it. So it was like Jason Harward, if you know who he is, or Seth Jones. Seth was a big producer for all the Devon Supertramp stuff, was one of the big reasons that they blew up the way that they did. He was an incredible producer for them. And he ended up getting into marketing and was actually a part of the Harvard Media group for a while. And so a lot of the guys that were a part of that whole team, they just had a freaking dynamite team. And I just started asking them. I was like, hey, I'm going to do some things. Will you teach me how to do it?
Yeah.
And dude, back in the day, before, what was it? Before this Trump second term that could have happened or whatever, during that time, that election series in 2020, whatever.
Yeah.
Facebook just went to hell, and it was a bummer because you just would make hand over fist easy. It was so stupid easy. And it's still pretty simple to go and get leads and stuff.
Sure.
But the truth of it is that I got a lot of help from those guys. I learned a lot from those guys. I would just call them and be like, hey, can I take you out? Can I take you to dinner? Can I buy you Ruth's Chris? Can I do whatever the hell I can? Whatever I could do. Can I watch your kids for you? I'll do whatever you need me to do, man. Teach me these things so I can figure it out. And a lot of those dudes I was just really good friends with, and it created a good friendship that they were just ballers and just really taught me a lot. So I got lucky on that. And then really I just had to try it out. The first company I ever tried it with, it was trial and error for like 2 months, and then it just exploded. And it was just trying things out. And so the good news about action sports and being good at getting hurt a lot is that I learned to fail pretty easily and get up really quick. And so I have no problem with failure, which is why sales has always just been a thing that I could just do in between. And anytime my wife's like, hey, we need more money, I'm like, cool, I'll contact somebody about doing some sales, whatever. Just all through the last 12 years, anytime they've ever needed it type thing.
Amazing.
So anyway, random, but I really did. A lot of it was self-taught and then teaming up with really good people that just know their shit. They're really smart dudes.
Dude.
I think that's important for sales in general. 100%. Is anybody that really wants to be really good at something, like, you should go team up with somebody that's really good. Don't try and recreate the wheel. And I didn't want to do that. I would rather pay somebody else to do anything that I don't know how to do ever. I don't work on my own cars because I suck at it. I'll work on my bikes. I suck at working on cars. I'm not going to do it. I'm about to change my wife's headlights and I'm pissed about it. I don't even want to do it. I just don't want to lose the damn bolt. I don't want to do it. I know I can do it. It's stupid easy stuff, but it's just, but I'm also down to just figure it out. But if you are going to team up with somebody, or if you want to learn something, go team up with some of the best. That's why I wanted to work with Greg Godfrey. That's why I wanted to do what I did through my whole life. It's when I ended up doing the trainings I was traveling the country doing. I teamed up with a dude that I really wanted to learn from. And so I don't know, man. I think that's something that my old man ingrained in my head that was like, hey, go earn your way, go work for free for a bit. He did that to me all as a kid, which then set me on a path of just don't do that too damn long, because I did that a lot. I got burned a lot because I was doing that as a kid. So know that you deserve something in return, but go team up with good people, man.
And you just shared a good, very important principle. And it's like, I see a lot of like people, specifically young people, they understand the value of having a strong network, right? They're like, okay, this is important to just like get to know people. But a lot of them don't utilize your network. There's that old adage is like, your net worth is your network. But I mean, that's true, but your net worth is your network if you capitalize on said network, right? And it sounds like for those listening, if you have people you know that could help you in XYZ category and whatever it is you need to get better at, don't just sit idly by thinking you're cool because you have their contact info in your phone. Be like Colton and reach out like, hey, can I take you to Ruth Chris? Can I watch your kids? What can I do? Like, be of service to them, utilize them, provide value to them. Don't just ask if the time comes if they can do something for you, and, you know, capitalize on that. And people like, you know, Colton, you just said, like, the biggest, done a lot of cool things, triple backflip on a dirt bike, you pro wakeboarder. I mean, done a lot of cool things in business, marketing, and sales. But like you just said, that the coolest part for you, the most fulfilling part, is being able to help others. And it's like, if you have a network of people that can provide value, like, allow them the opportunity to help you, right? They also will get satisfaction in doing so. It's like, hey, let me take you to a Ruth Chris steak dinner, baby. Filet mignon, medium rare, nice butter. You know, now how can you help me, dude? They're going to love you. They're going to love you, man. They want to be able to provide value and help that young up and comer. So utilize your network. That's a good principle you just shared, and how people just capitalize on that. But I want to pivot a little bit into your book, the confidence cheat code. You mentioned that stemmed from dating, right?
Yeah, so as a kid, man, my old man was, he's a pimp. I'll just say it straight up. He's a good dude. And he's a funny dude because he's a salesman through and through, always. He's always selling. The always be selling thing, that is my old man to a T. He's always in it. And he can't help it. He's just the ultimate hype man, and he is like a mini Tony Robbins. And I say mini because he's 5'8", you know. Tony Robbins kind of a big dude, but
he's huge.
Yeah, he's a monster. But so when I was younger, I told you I was a compulsive liar up until like middle school when I broke my back. Then I had to make a big pivot in life in general. And so I was like, I got to figure out how to be everybody's friends. I'd gotten bullied by girls because I was just so aggressive and like trying to talk to girls while I'm even in like elementary school. And they're like, dude, what are you doing? But I just lied about everything, and because I just didn't fit in. And so I learned how to be authentic, even in middle school. And that led through high school, and I was everybody's wingman, and it just became fun where I was just friends with everybody. And that's kind of what led to the way that I ended up doing everything in life. Talking about networking and actually just giving and having reciprocity in relationships has been like big thing for me. Like, I will always give far more value than whatever I receive. Always. It's just how I do life. I don't like feeling like I'm ever a taker. And which has also set me up, especially years past before I learned how to have some boundaries, where I'd get the shit wrecked out of me for things like that. But I started doing as dating book at first. I did a dating book, and I would always teach people. A lot of people would come to me, especially if they were single, and they're like, I just want to be confident in my dating. And people that want confidence, you're choosing into things that aren't just confidence. It's not just confidence that you want. You're also choosing into having bigger desires. You're choosing into having courage. You're choosing into taking risks. You're choosing into finding your rewards, including failures that are rewards, because there's still reward in the failure. And then finding gratitude. And that's like the whole book, is that whole piece is actually going through those principles, learning how to account effectively. And and bettering the relationship with accountability. Because I feel like, especially in the sales world, this drives me nuts. People will beat the hell out of themselves and they'll rip themselves apart. And they're like, well, I've got to do it because nobody else has. And it's like, dude, if beating the hell out of yourself worked, it would have changed things by now. It just would have. And so accountability doesn't mean self-deprecating. It doesn't mean self-destroy. It doesn't mean sabotage. That's not what accountability is at all. Accountability is just the ability to account for. And so like, this is just a workbook. What the idea with this is like, this feels like 6 sessions with me coaching in a little workbook. That's why I did it the way I did it. So most of the time when people are ordering it, it's just a PDF that they can print out or use online, whatever they want to do, and edit all the stuff in. I don't care. But having it in a book, like I had my last one, it was like, it's cool, but man, I want people to actually get some results. Yeah. So a lot of people that are struggling with dating, they're also struggling with their businesses. They're struggling with sales. They're struggling with other things. And people that are struggling with sales, they're struggling at home. They're struggling with other things. And so confidence is a universal deal. All confidence is trust. It comes from the Latin root word confidere, which means full trust. So if you have confidence, you have full trust in yourself to handle all the stuff that comes, anything that comes, good, bad, ugly, whatever. You can just handle all the BS that happens. So a lot of the stuff that is in there is really just ripping through that and helping understand why you are where you are currently, how to get to the next level, why you need big dreams, big desires, and how to actually have courage, which is like the emotional step of it. Actually emotionally committing to something is really what courage is. And then helping people effectively take risks and take some risks right now. So most people end up just creating stories, and the only reason they lack confidence is because they stop acting on things. They stop doing it. They stop going door to door. And instead of going to the next door, then they'll sit and pander for a bit and be like, well, but if I don't, I already know what this guy's going to say. And I've seen a house like this before and whatever else. And like that kind of stuff happens all the time. Or why redo our ads? Because if we do, and I just put my face on there, I'm going to get made fun of. I already know what's going to happen. You don't know. You have no clue. Nobody freaking knows a thing. We just make a bunch of shit up. And it's just the way that we protect ourselves, keep ourselves small. And it's the way that we're literally protecting ourselves. We think by just not getting hurt, but it's just sabotage. So I just help people get through that next little piece of actually taking action, man. And that's what this whole piece is to actually just get in action again. So that
what are some oh, sorry to cut you off. It's really cool. I totally agree with you. But within that book, what are some like actionable principles you teach or exercises you have them go through to boost their confidence?
I mean, that's what the whole thing is. Most people think that confidence is like, it's just like something that you're born with. And this whole thing is just showing that like, there's actually like a method to it. It's the same. Building confidence it is, in fact, I'll show you inside here so that everybody can see this, because this is no secret. I'm not gatekeeping at all here, man. This is how this whole thing works. This is really how you are building confidence. If you can even read that. It starts with desire, right? Then you have courage. Then you have to take risks. You have to name the rewards and see what it is that you got from it. And you have to find something good that came from it, from the reward. You have to name something and actually feel, okay, I'm accepting this. Gratitude really is acceptance. And so everything that goes into that, then it builds desire, which then builds more courage, which builds more risk, which then gives you more confidence. All of this is what gives people more confidence. So the whole book is going through it. And it's literally, I mean, it starts off talking about the nervous system, learning how to chill the hell out so that you can actually go into things, learn how to do it. They're diving into their physical, financial, emotional, relationship life, spiritual life, their passion and skills. And then they're diving in on everything. When you get into it, it's like real deep dive into everything. And then especially when you get into the risk side of it, it's probably my favorite part of it, just because it then has actionable steps for what's actually going on right now. What's the stuff you've been putting off? What's the things that you really want more than anything else that you want to do right this minute? What's the big, like, I call it the huck and pray. instead of like F it, send it side of it.
Yeah.
It's just the huck and pray side of it. I mean, is athlete side of it, you know, there's
Yeah.
always a huck and pray moment. Always.
Totally.
As long as you're committed to it, it's gonna be cherry. But so there's like literally even actionable things on that whole side of it so that they can actually just start doing stuff.
That's cool.
And then it even helps on the side of it with sabotage. What happens after you have that one time, and then all of a sudden it kind of subsides. What are you doing to get back on, and what's going to help you keep going? Yeah. So for anybody, and it just kind of leads people through when it comes to relationships, getting on the doors, whatever the hell it is that you're doing in life. So
it's really cool.
It's kind of rad, man.
Do you remember when in your life, because you mentioned you felt unconfident as a kid, do you remember what that shift was like for you when you went from being unconfident? It probably wasn't an overnight thing. Obviously, it takes time and that within that cycle, right, to build confidence. What was that process like for you? And do you feel like it's like a similar thing with unconfident people that turn into confident people?
Yeah, I feel there's two different kinds of confidence, and I don't even think it's in this book. So I'll just give this to you that I think is a fun one. There's like the confidence that feels very arrogant, and there's a confidence that feels authentic. And confidence that's authentic is the one that's the big game changer. And for me as a kid, and even as an adult, the more and more that you become more authentic to who you actually are and how you actually feel and actually speak in your truth and doing what it is that you want to do, people get on doors, they get in sales, they get with relationships, and they just won't say what they're actually wanting to say. And they're trying to craft the perfect thing.
For what they think that person.
Yeah. What you think that they want to hear, instead of just actually being a human and having a human experience and just allowing yourself to screw up. Yes. And so for me, that was the biggest game changer, was like, man, people just are not going to like me, and that's going to suck. And I just had to finally accept that. And the second that I finally just switched that little piece of just like allowing what's going to be, I think that's when everything shifted for me. And I think that's happened several different times, a whole bunch of different times, in the way that I've done business, in the way that I've approached asking for things or asking to be paid more. It's like the first time you go from $2,000 to $5,000 to $10,000 to $20,000, you're like, how could I even make that money? How could I even do that? And, you know, as people continue to climb and whatever, it's like, dude, I think that as long as people can actually just accept where they're at right now and be cool with who they are, then I think it's going to be a big game changer in how they actually show up. But being authentic to your voice and what you want is what actually shifts everything, honestly, in my opinion. It's what changes relationships. It's what makes your life way better. It's what actually gets you what you want on the door, because you're selling anyways. You might as well tell them what the hell you're looking for. And I can't tell you how many times I've been on doors with people and I'm like, well, yeah, we want your sale. I'm actually trying to take care of my family. This is what I'm doing. So I want to make sure 100%. You get what you want. And they're like, I appreciate you just saying it instead of pitter pattering around. And it's like, yeah, of course I'm here. I want your money, dude. I need you to pay me.
It's funny because door-to-door sales reps like fail to recognize that they're participating in a transaction. Here's something for you and I get something in return. And they try to have this mindset of just like, no, this is really just like a thing for you. And like, that's just the biggest scam red alert flag you can ever fly. But if you're authentic with people and it's like, hey, I'm obviously doing this for a purpose, and that purpose is I need to feed my family. However, the reason why I'm passionate about it is because it's something that you need. And if you frame it in a confident way like that and you maintain that good eye contact and you say it for how it is, people resonate with that versus some pitter patter, beat around the bush bullshit, scammy approach that doesn't get anyone what they want. And it's just it's just owning that, right? It's just realizing that that's the role you're in. You're going door to door, not because some correlation meeting hype bullshit. It's like, hey, this is going to change their life and it's free and it's this and it's that. It's like, no, be real and authentic with you. Kind of like that story you shared with me about the $1 million day. You called that person within minutes of the buzzer that you needed to get over the finish line to hit that $1 million. You're like, I'm gonna shoot you straight. We're trying to hit $1 million in a day. And if you do this at even a discounted price, which I'll give to you, it'll boost us to what we need. And that would be amazing for me. Sure, let's do it. Boom, done. So authentic, so confident. And it's like, you get this and I get this in return, which is a huge goal of ours. You down? And you'd be surprised when you frame it that way confidently, authentically, people see this is a human being with a need. that is just going to give something to me that satisfies what I need. Let's get it done. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
It's crazy,
Dude,
right?
when people come and knock on my doors, I can't help. If they're sitting there and they're bullshitting me about stuff, I'm like, I know, dude, but what do you get out of it? What is it that you get? I want to know, because I want to help you too. You're trying to help me. Well, I'm actually going to give you this big discount today and all this stuff. And I'm like, okay, is that coming out of your pocket? What's going on?
Yeah, right.
I want to know. I want to know what the hell's going on. You're becoming my friend right now. You're selling me shit. You better be able to be honest with me with what's going on. Like, honesty is authenticity. Yeah.
It's like, cool. I'll potentially do this. Sounds like a rad deal, but like, what's the give me the fine print. Like, how is me doing this, which is going to help me and my family with whatever product service you have? How is this going to help you? I'm just curious. And if they lie, it's like, no. It's like, you have a job. I just want to know, you know what I mean? And it's a good barometer when you approach door-to-door sales reps like that, if they're authentic or not, or if they just haven't learned that lesson yet. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude. And the ones that are confident are the ones that are slaying. They're all your golden door peeps and all that. Yeah. They're slaying it because they're like, whether you come with me or not, I'm going to go find somebody else that needs this because I know people need this. They don't even care. It's like, and I think that's the big difference maker while you're there. They'll just tell you what it is. Yeah, here's what it is. Here's how it actually is. Yeah, I know so-and-so, but so-and-so in your neighborhood was going to sign up. And it's like, I know that's the only bastard that signed up with you. Just be straight up. Don't tell me all these other things. Just tell me the real deal. You don't need to bullshit people. Just tell them, hey, look, dude.
Yeah.
I'm here for you and I'm here for me. Let's get this done.
Totally.
Take care of people. So anyway, I feel like honesty and authenticity is like the whole key to that whole piece. People that are arrogant, they're not confident. They're arrogant. They're assholes. You don't need to be an asshole to be successful. A lot of people that have been successful by being assholes, it runs out in some time. Those that are confident, that take care of people, that are authentic, those are the ones that make it through always. And you guys can see that. I mean, I've seen you guys call people out that have had crappy leadership and whatever because they're doing sketchy things. And it's like, yeah, dude, their time runs. So anyway, I appreciate you adding that in. I'm with you on that.
So just to wrap up here, I wish we could chat for another hour. What would be like your all-encompassing biggest piece of advice to any door-to-door sales rep, any door-to-door sales leader in the trenches right now, based off of your life experiences, everything you've done and accomplished? If you could just give one piece of advice to someone on the doors that you think would help them become successful, what would it be?
Man, that's a really good one. I feel like the first thing that came to mind was learn how to fail faster. That's it. Like just fail faster, because it's all the failures are all the good. You always learn from all your shadows and all the shit. That's where all the roots are. That's what actually grounds you. That's what actually keeps you so that you know you're not going to die. You have to get to the place that you think you're going to die a million times over so that you know you're okay. So go fail a lot faster. Go fail way quicker. I have failed at several businesses. I've literally put the businesses in the dirt. They do not work. They're not even there. I literally have this wallet company, never went, never even happened. I used this for years. There's so many companies I've tried to do that just never happened, and so many doors I wish that I still would have knocked in life. Just go knock them. Go knock them. Go fail quicker.
Get to the nose, man. I love it. That's a good piece of advice. Well, Colton, for those of you who were, or for those that were listening today that were like, yo, I want to get that confidence cheat code book. I want to see more of this Colton guy. Where can they find you online? Where can they find that workbook?
Yeah, you can just come find me on socials, man. Colton Brockbank on social media, on Instagram, whatever. You can find me there and we'll be homies. Be sure to share some things. And my wife's been going through some fun health things, so I promise I'll be back on and actually sharing things more often. We've just been trying to take care of Mama Cat, so we're on it.
That's awesome, man. Well, my heart and well wishes go out to you and to her and all those all the things. But I appreciate your time. I just shot you a follow. Go follow him. He's got a lot. I can already see you got reels, you got selfie videos. I'm sure you share some good stuff online. But Colton, it's been cool, man. I appreciate you hopping on, taking the time. If you're ever up in Salt Lake, bang my line. I'm going to take my 450 out this weekend to the Salt Flat, the Knolls, and go rip around in the dunes before it gets a little too cold. One more time. Got to get it in.
Hey,
Yeah.
Nose will stay nice for you. It'll get
Will
better
it?
as the snow falls. Oh man, it's the best after a good snowfall.
Oh, you just made my day, dude. Great. I get to ride you around here in Utah. I just moved here from California, so I'm used to riding 24/7.
You just need to come visit me down south. We're riding all year down here, dude. I've got a spare room just waiting for you, Hunter. That's all for you, dude.
I love it. My little brother, we ride a lot. His in-laws are in St. George, so he's out at San Hollow. Anytime he throw the kids in the dirt bike in the back, and boom, he's here. He's like, "Have fun, honey," and he's out on ripping around.
Yeah,
so
we live like 5 minutes from San Hollow, so we've got our side by side that I take my little boy out on just to go to the beach all the time. So come down, come hang, man. Bring your bike down.
Sure
we'll go ride.
I love it.
We'll go hit the mesquite track together and be fun.
Ooh, I've been dying to ride mesquite. So yes, I'm in. I'm so in. All right, guys, if you like this podcast, if you like Colton, you know what to do. Hit like, subscribe, comment one of your biggest takeaways. Go find him online, see what good things he has to share, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in.